Hello, 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 and welcome back to another Andrew Bortz's Career Mode on Expert Mode in an HRT video commentary bonanza fun time. As you can see, it's another long one, so I have a guest with me here, the driver himself. I am Matt Ruda, aka Agent Mulder 5 on Twitter, and who else is with me?
I am Andrew Bortz at, I don't know, at F1 Bortz
Yeah.
on Twitter, whatever that is.
Yours is a lot less cryptic than mine. I have to change mine at some point, I just never thought about it. But today, we are coming from you from the lovely India, the new circuit for 2011, and I think I should talk like Karun Chandak for the rest of the video. What do you think?
I think not. Maybe
You
a
will not
little bit,
understand.
but not everything.
You will not understand a word I will say, silly boy.
Hey, don't knock Chandok. I like him.
No, Chandak's great. No, actually, you can't understand him. It's Karthik High, and you can't. Well, then again, you can't understand anything an HRT does. I see you loading an experimental setup. What about it is experimental, dare I ask?
Well, I'd like to say, but oh, that's right. It looks like the anti-roll bars were different to usual. Normally, I go with the extremes opposites, so whereas these two are pretty much central. And what's the next one across? I don't know. The
Stiffness?
you know, the ride height, and what's under the ride height?
Stiffness?
It is stiffness, is it? Yeah, that's not as high as it normally is.
Alright. So we already know when you go to India, you're not as stiff as you normally are. Well, what? Practice is raining. Wow, how was that to drive India in the rain? I've actually never gotten rain in India.
I honestly can't remember, to be honest. It's just such a long time ago.
True
I haven't
enough.
got a clue.
True enough.
All I know is qualifying went bloody well.
Really? I didn't see where you placed stuff to see. But yeah, so we're holy shit. P1. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you have the Dada sponsor on your car, you know, it is very quick and stuff, and yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So only going for a two-stop strategy this time. I've noticed the last couple of races you've gone for 1,000,000 stops. Has that been out of necessity from wearing the tires, or is that just you're like, eh?
Well, the default setups are normally pretty, pretty accurate on their wear. Although, I've managed to squeeze a couple of tires for a couple more laps and maybe drop a stop. You've seen enough of these to know that I don't usually nothing really
adhere
goes
to your original strategy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen that indeed. But yeah. So videos should be coming to you hard and fast now. As soon as Bortz gets them out, I should be able to commentate them and dual commentary and maybe get Steve back and all that fun stuff. But yeah, this one's from a while ago. So P1. Got Alonso behind you. Oh, we already got some lights. Felipe's in third. Good job, Felipe, baby. 5 lights, and we are away without overrevving the engine. Yay! And what? Okay, now you're just getting had by everybody.
You class Alonso as everybody?
Well, for Ferrari, at least he's everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're gonna try to. Ooh, Fernando, giving you a little Kamui kiss there.
Yeah.
Should we get a slipstream? Let's see, you're gonna make a bonsai move in the hairpin. I can tell. I can already tell.
How is this banzai?
Well, it's gonna be. Bonsai! You're gonna cut him off. No, you can't get the grip because the HRT is shit. And Alonso holds the position. So you got Felipe behind you and then a whole mess of other cars behind them. I don't even know. This complex pisses me off so much.
Yeah, you're not the only one. It's pretty hard to get a decent line and to repeat the same line over and over again is a pain in the ass.
It's the second chicane really that does it. I mean, I can understand having one. The first was actually pretty cool in the fact that it's a decreasing radius corner and then a kink to the right. But why did they put the second chicane there? Why not a sweeper? I'll never understand Telka.
Yeah, through that the long sweeping right-hander, I've noticed the AI are dramatically slower, nowhere near as quick as my car through that. So that's mostly where all the time comes up.
Yeah, I noticed, and in the 180-degree corner, the one that's sort of like turn 8 from Hungary, but with only 2 apexes. But notice if you take a slightly different apex than the AI, you can be a lot quicker as well. Whoa! Whoa, Fernando slowing down quite a bit more than Bortz. No change though.
But as
Same old,
usual,
same
not getting the grip that I need to keep up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till DRS. The DRS zone comes into play, and then all should be well with the world.
Yeah,
Let's see.
claim that righteous first place.
Yeah, for an HRT.
Damn right.
Yeah. So yep, just settling in now. Although despite the fact that this video would not load in HD, I can sort of see that you two are pulling a slight gap with Massa, and the midfield has already separated itself from the back markers.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, I'm I'm running in high fuel mix at the moment, so it's I pretty much know that I can't keep this up for much longer.
Well, as long as you can survive another lap within a second of Fernando, you can get the DRS on him, of course, and then once you get that, it should just be a chain reaction of DRS, keeping yourself within. Because it doesn't look like you're losing a second to him in the corners. You're losing time, sure, but, I mean, how much you'll gain back? Although, ooh, that's getting close to the limit.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get it? That's scary. Seem you're making up time in the first corner, actually. And then this hairpin, they seem to break a lot earlier than you. Yeah, right up on his bumper. Flick that DRS open. See
It's
what we
open.
can do now. See what we can
He's
do.
got the bloody Kers. I'm
yeah.
so looking forward to next year having Kers.
Well, you're not gonna have Kers. HRT don't have Kers this year, do they?
No, but I'm not going to be driving for HRT. It's going to be for catering.
Oh, you're gonna be driving for Caterham. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, and an idea, and I guess, I could put this to you now. I meant to do it before we started this video, but why not? How about if you have the time, of course, and if I have the time, of course, and supplement to your career mode, co-op championship, you think?
I would be well up for that. Do you
That
have a
should be
PC?
Yeah, I have a really good PC now, actually.
Oh.
I got
okay.
it back in February. I know it's been probably that long since we last did this. But
Yeah.
But yeah, no, really good PC. I actually have F1 2011. I haven't played it because no one's online on that. But I've been playing it on the Xbox. But yeah, I'll get it for PC and then could have some fun times on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go for that. Are you happy with Caterham?
Yeah, I like Caterham. They're my favorite backmarker team. Now that Marussia is now Marussia instead of Virgin, I can't make fun of them, so that avenue's closed.
Yeah.
But I do like Caterham. I like their spirit. They got the new factory just recently, actually. They haven't quite gotten there yet, but, they have the heart, they have the drive, and they have the cash flow, which other teams don't have. Of the new
okay, well,
teams.
that's that one sorted. Wow, this is going to be quite cool.
Oh! Felipe! Flying by you! And you're gonna take it back! Oh! Felipe,
Yeah.
I'm going to have you back again! Oh, vey, that was interesting. Back and forth, back and forth. Massa got the edge on you now.
Yeah, unfortunately. Never mind.
So this is turning into another one of those races where it's not so much how far can you get, but how far can you not fall. As I can say.
Maybe.
Ooh! Hey! Yikes, that's not gone well. Outside of the apex. Well, that's kind of obvious if you miss the apex that you're outside of the apex. But that's my walkerism done for the video. So hopefully for the next hour and a half or so we can avoid channeling Murray Walker.
Oh, I don't mind Murray.
Oh no, Murray's
he's
awesome. He's awesome. However, I cannot pull off the accent, so I'll stick to what I can do. Which is talk a bunch of bullshit for an hour. So, speaking of which, Spa's coming up. Cannot wait. It's gonna be great. It might rain, which is gonna be even better. As we give Felipe a little bump, have that, Massa. Move your ass. I guess. We got the DRS on Felipe. Felipe does not have the DRS on Fernando. I'm gonna try to make a move here, but I don't know if you're gonna have the grip. Let's see, hitting the rev limiter now. Slowed down enough, and you got it. Ooh, side by side. Last time Lewis Hamilton was here, we all know how that ended. Let's see how it ends with Bortz. Oh, Felipe. Going a little bit off the track. Oh, nice. They held there from both. I was quite scared there for a minute, I will admit.
Trust me, I actually do remember that happening, although I didn't, 2 minutes ago. And yeah, I was wondering whether I'd have to back out of that myself.
Yeah. That was quite interesting, I gotta say. But now Massa doing his thing again, flying away from you. Well, I guess it's not his thing anymore, but in the game at least, flying away from you.
Yeah,
But,
I wonder how they're gonna represent that in the next game, because.
Well, I've heard, but and it's in theory because we all know how things can go. In theory, at least, they're giving, it's not like every single driver is individually, because that would require more effort than a 9-month development cycle. But they're giving the drivers little tweaks, I think, apparently. Everyone I've heard. So Felipe will be slower than Alonso. Hamilton will go for the gap more often than not. Which, if they go for the gap at all, would be nice, because cars here rarely overtake you unless you blatantly leave the door open.
Yeah.
Speaking of leaving doors open, here comes Vettel, and he's not going to make anything happen.
Yeah, that's something I've missed with this one, is they're not just not going for anything, even if it's, clear that they can make the pass.
Well, yeah, and I mean, some drivers you'd expect they would go even if it's not clear they can make the pass,
Yeah.
I'd expect, the
Do a bit
first
of
year, okay.
argy-bargy.
Exactly, the first year, F1 2010, I could see them not doing that just because it's their first time with the IP. F1 2011, they were refining things and not fixing bugs, but that's another story. 2012, two titles down. Give the guys some more personality. I expect, Kamui to fly up my inside, bonsai style. And, if he bumps me, he bumps me. I think, to be fair, it's a fine line, sort of, as somebody said something in chat. It's a fine line, between... You never want to take control away from the player, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess it would kind of suck if, an AI dove up your inside, broke your front wing off, and ruined your race through no fault of your own, nothing you could do about it. But at the same time, that's Formula One. I mean, you're in control of your own race. Exactly. You're in control of your race, but everyone else is racing their race, and sometimes their race collides figuratively and literally with your race.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, that's another part of going back to having the full control is the bloody pit lane. I wish they'd let us have that. Just that, please.
Yeah, I remember the first time, my first race on 2011, I think, was online, and I'm racing with a few people who had already done some races. And I caused a massive accident in the pit lane because I just instinctively started to slow down. You know what I mean? Like, I hit my brakes. I didn't think that you would be able to just hold your throttle down and let the game take care of it for you. So I ended up taking off a few people's wings because they just ran into the back of me. So there's that. And I mean, I don't understand why they couldn't do that. 2010 did that even.
Yeah.
So
it's odd. What they're not happy with us knocking a jackman forward or over the nose. It's not depicting massive, injuries or anything. It's just knocked him a little bit.
It's not South Africa in the 70s where we're watching a guy disintegrate. It's just bump. Oh boy. They broadcast freaking Kamui on live TV when he had his little mishap around Silverstone.
Yeah.
When he's just like banzai into the wrong people. I was like, that's your own crew. Hey. But yeah. Anywho.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Sometimes I just don't understand it. And I already went on my rant about F1 All-Stars, the new kid game from... I already went on that rant.
I see. I haven't seen anything on that yet.
I've watched videos. I wanted to give it a fair chance, so I watched the videos. It's basically like Mario Kart meets F1 without drifting. Which is a kart gaming staple. And he even admitted, he's like, it's a kart gaming staple, but F1 cars don't drift. F1 cars don't also have drivers with huge heads, unless you're Fernando, and little scrunched noses and power-ups littered around the track and loops.
Okay.
So you're already breaking the fourth wall in that aspect.
I'll tell you what I do like is, okay, it's not a game, but the cartoons McLaren are making.
Oh god,
They
those
are
are funny.
fantastic.
They are really funny. Between them and who was it that's doing all this stuff? Lotus, Renault, whatever they're called, and Stone. They're both. It's funny how like it's taken off where they're really actually starting to reach out to people. It's becoming less and less insulated, which is nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Very nice. And if you wonder why we're not talking about the race, well, you can see why. It's the same as it was 10 minutes ago.
6 laps ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Battle keeps having to go at me on this DRS straight, and well, at least I'm running normal revs at the moment, so I'm not losing a lot of.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What the hell? What was Vettel doing there?
Yeah,
That was like,
you know, I'm pretty sure I left him enough room.
That was like Jev on Kovalainen. Or was it Jev, or was it Ricardo? No, it was Bruin. In Valencia. Just doing stupid shit. Don't know what Vettel was doing there. I don't know what he was doing this year either. No, I've never heard him whine so much as he did in Hungary.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was, yeah, strange.
It was weird. Well, it looks like NASA's actually having a go with Fernando up there.
No, I think that maybe a back marker already getting involved.
Really? Already on lap 9?
Yeah,
think?
yeah, there we go, Kovalainen.
Kovalainen, he is going very slowly because he isn't looking to have the go. Oh god! That I thought was going to end in tears.
Yeah, it might have if it was Trulli.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I still remember Monaco.
Yeah, I'm not forgetting that that in a long time.
Yeah, that was insane.
So, who are you going to be in 2012 in this co-op? Are you going to be Trulli or Kovalainen?
Well, seeing as Truly is not in F1 in 2012, I can't be Truly.
You know, that's quite a good point.
Petrov or Kovalainen. Well, I do like. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, my mind's gone blank on who's partnering him at the moment.
It is Petrov. It is Russian.
Is it?
You cannot
Oh,
forget.
yeah.
He bought his way into the team because team needs more money. He drinks the vodka, but he does not have performance like Kimi, who drinks the vodka. Everybody drinks the vodka. But yeah, it's Petrov and Kovalainen. I don't know. I'm a fan of Heikki.
Yeah.
I hope he gets into a better car. I really do.
I can see why McLaren, you know, dropped him just because he wasn't performing like Lewis.
Well, I mean, true, but you know, at that time, who else could perform like Lewis? Lewis was. It's weird because most F1 drivers peak later in their career. I mean, from what we've seen now, he's still doing great, but it almost seems like Lewis peaked early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, could very well be.
His best 2 seasons were his first and his second. 09, to be fair, the car was shit. 10, you know, he was fighting for the championship at some points. He actually still. I'm trying to think, could he have still mathematically won it? I think he could have. It would have required a bizarre set of conditions, but I think he could have still mathematically won it.
What's that? Where Alonso got held up all race, or Webber got held up all race in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, it was Alonso.
I think Hamilton could have won it. Yes.
If Alonso finished below 5th and Webber did not finish in the points, or something like that. There was some weird, you know, mix of scenarios. But
yes.
I think he still could have won it. But I mean, so he did great then. 2011 was a disaster, and in 2012 was. I don't know how much of that is Hamilton, how much of that is the car though, because you know, last year when Hamilton was having a really bad year, Jensen was excelling, and he was filling the void. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people were going on about how Jensen was going to eclipse Lewis, but now come this year, Lewis hasn't had any major, stupid moments or, well, any moments at all besides the one Maldonado brings to him.
Yeah.
But Jensen is just doing shit. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He is doing shitty. He's had a few good results, true, but the rest of them have been, oy.
You're increasing your lead over Vettel slightly each lap.
Yeah, it's surprising. Especially when I've noticed that like every practice session, Jensen says, "Yeah, the car feels great," and then come qualifying, suddenly it's all the other way around.
Understeer. I mean, how many times could a guy say understeer in one radio transmission?
Yeah. So,
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Jensen. Because I would have expected him to just, it could be the car, maybe, but, I mean, it's almost become a Fernando Felipe. I mean, okay, Button is doing better than Felipe's doing. Let's just put that out there. But it's almost becoming that scenario again where there's a clear number one and clear number two. Even last year, both of them scored equal wins. And while Lewis was involved in more dramas, they were still, you know, pretty close to one another most of the time when Lewis wasn't fucking up.
Pick up the pace. The car behind
So,
is closing in.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
yeah, who knows? Who knows? But I don't see him going anywhere though.
Who? Hamilton?
Button.
Well, he's already said he's in contract, so I mean, it doesn't matter. I remember before, it's almost as though Button read my post and decided to screw with me because I'm like, I think Button's gonna go to Ferrari, and then he came out the next day and said I'm staying with McLaren, and I'm like, damn.
No, I would really hope that someone like Di Resta got that seat.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice, but he's linked with Mercedes, though. I mean, you'd think it'd be Perez over Di Resta. My question is, what do you think of the rumors? People that I am going to Ferrari. I'm happy with the Lotus, and that it is okay. What do you think about him?
I can't see him moving anywhere. I mean,
Neither can I.
That Lotus is well quick.
No, and the question was more. I mean, I know he's not going anywhere. I'm almost positive he's. But where do those rumors come from? It's like everybody and their mother is linked with Ferrari.
Yeah, who knows?
Wait, Weber. How did Weber get by Vettel? Wait, when did that happen? Are they battling back there behind you?
Probably. It's probably I blocked. I may have stopped Vettel from passing me, and maybe Weber did one on Vettel while that happened.
You are now my favorite driver ever for doing that to Vettel.
Yeah.
I really want to see that battle though. Turn around, Stevie. But yeah, he's another one. I'm glad he's in contract again. I love Weber. He is awesome.
Yeah, I with all the rumors at Ferrari, I think it's just because Max is doing so badly that it's like a given. Ooh, that's not good.
Oh, that's not going well.
Yeah.
Well, could have
Luckily
ended worse than that. I was in the F1 Fanatic Championship recently, and yeah, I went into the wall at the Spa pit lane like before the entrance to it because some guy locked up in front of me and spun, and I tried to avoid him, and so I locked up and spun. It wasn't fun. And that race was a joke. But yeah, so we're now racing. Ooh, having to let Petrov go by. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever you want to do. I don't care who I drive. We'll have to find out who's the #1 driver as a team as we progress. Yeah, that's actually a question. I don't even know if they've confirmed that Co-op Championship is in 2012.
That's a good question. I haven't really looked at any main menu videos, so I don't know if there are any.
I'll have to see.
But the question that begs right now is, where do you think I'm going to filter out?
Well, that is a good question because you're P12. You could hold up the guys behind you. That's obvious. It depends on what strategy they're going. If they're trying to stick another option stint in there, go prime option. If you can make this work, I don't know. Or if you could, a one stop would be fucking insane.
It would be, but I think that's a bit out of reach. I don't think I've managed to one stop anything so far.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah. Something else I was thinking of is if one of our bandwidths could handle it, we could maybe live stream our co-op championship.
Oh,
That
you
was
know
fun.
what? Funnily enough, I've just had an in-net upgrade, so I've now got 2 meg upload,
Ooh, sick.
compared to about a quarter of a meg of what I did have.
Oh, maybe you can make that actually work. Well, we're gonna pass a few people in the pits. There's, I think that's one of the leaders coming out now. I'm gonna say you probably filter out about 4th, 5th. Is that a Red Bull? Is
Not
that
sure,
another Red
but
Bull?
that was a bit late on the braking.
Yeah, but you made it work thanks to the little runoff area there. Who is behind you now? After the cycle's through. Little locker.
Hamilton.
Lewis
Don't know
behind
where
you.
he was.
Well, the nice thing though about him coming out sort of pseudo in front of you is you got the DRS on. So this will help you a little bit. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's one
See what
thing.
he
Yeah, I
does.
suppose.
Hmm.
As long as I don't brake late, which for
Yeah.
once I haven't.
Yeah.
Korea was really bad for that.
Oh god, I hate Korea. The track, not the country. The country's awesome. Track, not so much. Oh, that first corner. Oh my god.
Up your pace, the car behind's catching you.
Really.
I would not. I don't know why the McLaren would be catching an HRT. How does that work?
I don't know. I mean, well, and for the previous parts of the season, I don't think a McLaren's really been ever behind me, so they can never have caught me. Technically.
Yeah, technically.
Austin's putting the prime tyres onto the car. Looks like they're going for a longer stretch between stops.
Oh well,
And there's a Red Bull.
There is a Red Bull.
And I miss a gear shift. Dump it into neutral.
Oh yeah, that's not gone well.
Slow-moving cars.
I actually sort of missed that on video because I'm looking at the feature list of
Ah.
2012. Apparently, Park Ferme is in the game.
Oh, brilliant. That I've been missing that.
Yeah.
You know, okay, I have been implementing myself anyway, but I'm glad that's going to be in there.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. That's just gonna be spectacular, I think, because online, at least, you know, and I sort of gave up on trying to do that for online races because everyone else doesn't. Especially in this league, it's like I have quali setups that are, you know, my time trial setups, but they burned the tires in the race, and all you have to do in 2011 is just change the setup, and you're fine. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank God that's in there because, well, if it's implemented correctly, we always have to add that qualifier to everything they do. But if it's implemented correctly, could be cool. Could be pretty cool.
Okay, times are looking good. You're matching race
Wow,
pace.
Petrov's going far.
Yeah, he is. He's actually going for a long.
Yeah.
Maybe he started on
Unless he
primes.
started, yeah, on primes, yeah.
Yeah, he could have started
Yeah,
on
maybe.
primes. I didn't get a chance to see when he went by you.
I assume Alonso's been in and out already.
Yeah, probably.
Haven't really seen. I mean, he pretty much blasted off into the distance, didn't he?
Yeah, it looks actually like Petrov is on primes. If my eyes don't deceive. See, it's rather close to it, truly. You close your DRS for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Let's see. You're gonna make a move. No, yeah, those are primes. So Petrov is on the prime tire. He could throw a wrench in your works though, because I mean, if he keeps reasonable pace, and he might, I don't know. If he starts challenging the front, he's not as fast as the Ferraris, but if he can get the undercut on them, he could actually bring them back to you.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'll go for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking of the Lotus, my God. You know, if any of you guys have watched some of our older videos and podcasts, you know that especially Steve and I were on Lotus's ass through all of 2011. I mean, that's just a fact. They are quickly becoming the only team. You know, McLaren is the only team I hold in higher regard than them. Lotus has just some fantastic stuff throughout this year.
Okay.
Guys have
I
run
just-
numbers. Petrov will be pitting
And it's
within
funny,
the next
just
3
thinking about what kind of a difference 1 year makes. And I don't know if it's because Boulier got a surgical procedure to remove the stick from his ass, or
laps. That was the
you know, or if they just finally got a decent R&D team. But that car is fantastic. And I just wonder what you thought about the Lotus performance, because I know I'm kind of biased to Lotus this year right away because I love Kimmy. But beyond him, I mean, they just seem to have gotten their mojo back. 2011, they had some radical idea that they really couldn't change mid-season for some reason. I don't know why, but you know, what do you think of their performance in 2012 compared to the rest?
Well, like I've already said, they've got a bloody fantastic car that seems to look up. Well, does it look after its tyres? They normally look after their tyres. It's just towards the end of the race they normally lack, and well, what lets them down the most? What, qualifying?
Yeah. For qualifying, I mean, it's actually sort of like Toro Rosso in the sense that they have both extremes, whereas Grosjean seems to be a qualifier. He can get that car up there, and there in the race he falls apart.
Yeah.
Raikkonen, for whatever reason, isn't what he used to be in qualifying, but then in the race he's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter where he starts. He'll just pick away at people.
I pass this guy, I pass that guy, I get the podium, and it is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm just trying to think what else they need. They just need something. You know, in Canada, or not in Canada, in China, it was a bizarre-ass strategy call. I don't know where they made that. We're catching Felipe somehow. I don't know how that happened. But in China, it was a bizarre strategy call that did them in. In Bahrain, it was a bizarre strategy call that did them in. In Valencia, it was Grosjean's engine that did him in, which was a Renault thing. That wasn't anything to do with Lotus, who are technically Renault but aren't. And then there was, let's see. I mean, Hungary you can't pass, so you know that's kind of to be expected.
Hang on. I beg to differ. If you look at Steve's online race, I believe I made a pass on him at Hungary, somewhere
in the track,
yeah.
In the general vicinity of the track.
Yeah.
In the games, and that's the thing. It's like it's weird. Online and in video games, it's a great circuit, and I love it. Absolutely love drive. It used to be my strongest. I like to consider before they fix the 1111 bugs. I consider that sort of like a ban of the blown diffuser in this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, but during the 1111 era in this game, I was unbeatable and hungry. For whatever reason, I don't know what it was about that track, but I could just make the car work. And then they fixed that bug, and then all my work went to shit. But, as we're giving Felipe a little something to think about, what's going wrong with Felipe, baby? Why is he so slow? Well, in the game, in real life we know. But in the game, why is he so slow?
Well, maybe he's woken up.
He's going very quickly now.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly now,
It's a
actually.
Ferrari on a straight with curves. You know, anyone can press the throttle button, throttle pedal.
Yeah. Yikes. Very quick. Very, very quick indeed. Whoa! That was close.
Yeah.
Scared me there a little bit. But yeah, so Lotus doing rather well. And I find it funny, because, you know, there's more controversy and all that stuff with the Red Bull. How they're still complaining that it's about them being a leading team, but they're really not. They're leading the constructors just because they have both drivers, you know what I mean? That's not the car, it's their driver's consistency.
Yeah, they're both consistent, yeah.
You know, I wonder how much more they're going to try to bend, because it seems like, you know, every team is trying, you know, Mercedes innovated with the DDRS. You have teams, you know, of course, they're all bending the rules, but Red Bull, it's just like everywhere you look, they're doing something else that's like so far bending, it's almost like they're breaking, you know what I mean? It's not that they're breaking the rules, they are within the limits of the rule, but it's so close to the limit. I'm just like, is that desperation, or is that just the Red Bull mentality of every last millimeter?
Yeah, and some points it's like slightly going against the spirit of the sport as well.
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff, I mean, spirit of the sport kind of crap. Sometimes I can buy it, sometimes I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, that was one of the biggest
same.
arguments against active suspension, And I think active suspension is something that all teams could have developed in the end because it was becoming a road car thing.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and if they had continued on with that, imagine the innovations they could do with road cars and the safety technologies that took until, you know, I mean, 2012 active suspension is pretty good. If it was still in F1, I'm sure that it would be even better. You know what I mean? This aerodynamic stuff, while my field, and while great, and while I do love the aerodynamic nature of Formula One, I'm kind of biased, and I understand that there's more to it than that. You need the suspension and all that. There needs to just be more innovation. If they're going to take away the engine, open up the rest of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, leave them something to play with.
Exactly. Otherwise, we're going to have a spec series.
Yeah.
And my thought...
Yeah, no differences.
My thought kind of parallels, I forget his name, but it was one of the major guys behind the Delta Wing project, saying how basically his idea would be, instead of, you know, banning V10s, you know, why not just limit the displacement and the amount of fuel you can take in per minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then have them play around that. Allow a field of V12s, V10s, turbo V6s. If you have different, and the thing is with Whitmarsh arguing against having a mixed engine spec, why not? You know what I mean? Each has their own characteristics. The turbo sucks at the lower RPMs, but then gives you a huge womp of power on the high end. You know, pit that against, you know, a car that has a more even power grid, and it could be pretty interesting, because then you could have a smaller team actually compete against a bigger team without needing the huge R&D budgets. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so, I understand. Oh! That's not going well. That's not going well at all. Oh, we were closing on Felipe, but then an invisible Maldonado came out of nowhere and hit you. I'll say that just to save face.
Yeah, I heard the crunch.
Yeah, I heard the crunch too. I also heard Spanish. Although speaking of the crunch, how the fuck do you crash on a demonstration lap?
On a demonstration, man?
Yeah. Did you not hear about Pastor in Venezuela?
I did not, no.
Well, Pastor went with a few people from Sky were with him too. They went back to Caracas, and they were doing an event in front of like 20,000 people for their home crowd. And they have some huge-ass monument that Chavez put up to, you know, basically feed his ego.
Yeah.
And so they have this huge-ass monument of some sort, and there was a track that was laid out around it, right?
Okay.
So whatever, Pastor's going to do 12 laps of this track in front of like a couple, 20,000 plus fans. It's broadcast on live TV, which is state TV, so everyone who watches the TV can see it.
Right.
Second lap, spins it, breaks the suspension of his car on a curb.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's actually on video. You can see the video. And it's funny, in one of the videos, the one woman who you could hear in it says in Spanish something like, "You could hear at home, he still crashes." And I'm just like, oh my god, that's fantastic.
Oh man. Oh,
So, yeah,
I'm so looking that up.
He actually got 1.5 laps technically, before he crashed. I'm like, how? How do you manage to do that?
Yeah,
I mean,
you're not even going full pelt.
Drivers
not
have
for demonstration.
No, I mean, drivers have spun on demonstration laps, sure. I mean, it happens, but you can just turn that into a donut and, play it off. I mean, he actually legitimately crashed and broke his car.
That's just hilarious.
That's awesome. That's what that
And
is.
it being Maldonado of all people.
Yeah, exactly. Perez didn't crash, and he's less experienced than Maldonado is when Perez went to Mexico City. I don't know. Maybe something in the water in Venezuela.
Who knows? So, so that spin has cost me about 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I've caught up any of that since then. Although I'm still setting purple laps.
Yeah, I don't know how that's working.
See, and yet again.
5 seconds down on
Yeah.
that,
I don't know how that's working. It seems like your car really likes the primes.
Yeah. So
Really
there's still a
likes
chance I can reel him in.
Maybe.
Although, well, see, it's it's a hell of a long way to go yet.
Yeah, true enough.
Plenty of opportunities for me to, go off the track and maybe break a few things.
Yeah, that would not be okay.
And
Although
of
the
course
way-
the mandatory punches.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. I was about to say the way you're saying that sounds rather foreboding, and but yeah, and the of course the obligatory puncture has to
Yeah.
happen sometime before the race is concluded. Um, but yeah. So what else? What else? What else in the world of Formula One? Volkswagen, the Germans, are now considering an entry for 2015.
They are?
Apparently. Although to be
Okay.
fair, Volkswagen has been considering an entry for like the past decade or so, and nothing's ever materialized.
Hey, wow, a decade? That's
Some-
a long decision-making process.
Yeah, there have been rumors forever, and I'm just like, why not? You know, you need the brand, branding, I guess, maybe. Well, not really, because they have Porsche under their. But then again, aren't
I was-
Volkswagen owned by Audi, or is it the other way around?
I think
I can-
Audi have owned by Volkswagen.
Yeah, I can
But
never remember how that goes.
I really can't see, a Volkswagen logo being plastered onto a Formula One car.
Although to be fair, it does go well with the Williams color scheme. The blue and silver.
Blue and silver. Yeah.
Yeah, that could work. I don't know though. I mean, I'd like to see it, man. I mean, I think ever since they chased off Toyota, it's been hard to get new manufacturers in. You know what I mean? Because remember back in the day, everyone was bitching, oh, Toyota or manufacturer, they can test things and bullshit and all that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
ever since they chased them off, I mean, it's been hard to get new blood in the sport just because everyone's afraid of whatever, basically having to waste effort. As Kamui's not doing too good in this.
No,
P19.
not at all.
Kamikaze.
19.
I did love there was a comment that Kamui had some magazine interview,
Uh-huh.
and you know how they ask all kinds of ridiculous questions. Well, one of them was, "You play any video games?" And his response was something along the lines of, "Yeah, I play a lot. I play every day. One game is Mortal Kombat on my iPhone, and I tell you, I will kill you very easily." I was just like, "Oh, Kobayashi, you were awesome." Kamui.
Mortal Kombat. Damn, I haven't heard of that for like a decade.
Yeah, well, they did a reboot on consoles like a year ago, actually. It's actually quite fun, although I really, really suck at it. I'm more of a tactician, not a fighting game person.
Yeah.
I'm really good
I
at
have to have a thinking man's game these days.
yeah, that, and I mean, I'm still really good at Battlefield 3, especially at the helicopter. If you see me in a helicopter, you better take me down quick, otherwise you will die.
Oh, don't worry, I'm really good with the old rocket launcher.
Oh, well, we'll have to put that to the test sometime. 30mm cannon versus RPG. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's just like I'm no good at Mortal Kombat. Let's see what the gap is this time. Are you catching Master at all?
No, I think it was like over 6 seconds last time I saw. Oh,
Whoa,
5.4.
You've actually reeled them in a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, so that's like 0.2 of a second over 3 laps. So we've only got 33 laps left. So I should catch him up by about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
If you're lucky. Yeah, true enough. Well, you never know with the pit stop phase. You seem to be really good on primes after they've gone a few laps. I actually kind of like the Lotus scene, where it's not so much the beginning of the stint, but the middle and the end where you really take off.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that goes.
Well, Hamilton's falling back a little bit now.
Yeah. You've kind of filled the Mercedes gap where you're in like the no man's land, sort of.
Yeah. I don't know where they are. I very rarely see a Mercedes in a race these days.
Yeah. Well, kind of like real F1, because Michael's always having a car failure and Rosberg's doing okay-ish. But yeah, another piece of, ooh, that's not going well. Who's that? Block?
I don't know. They look like a Toro Rosso, I think.
Really?
I think.
Hmm.
I don't know. I wasn't really looking
I thought that
until I saw the yellow flag.
I thought it had a German flag. I thought it might be Glock. Maybe not. I could be wrong.
That might have been.
Somebody's in the pits. I wonder who this is. Let's see. It would be either a back marker or there's a back marker in between Alonso and Felipe. Or there's a back marker leading the two. Actually, that looks like it would be a back or a lap car. Yeah, that's not a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Oh
definitely
god.
not.
It's truly. Brace for impact.
Yeah, don't worry, I've got my seatbelt on.
Very good. Maybe you should drift or actually no, you shouldn't try and drift around him. We know what happened last time you did that.
I just tried drifting
Yeah, I
in
know.
real life.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Yeah. Yeah, not good.
Yeah. Only moments I've had with that are when my old 2000 model traction control system decides to not work. Oh, what the fuck is he doing? Get out of the way, truly. You've just been KK'd. And let's see.
Who's
Rather
up
boring
next then?
race, I gotta say.
Yeah, sorry. I'll try and spice it up in a minute.
Oh, sounds interesting. Let's see what happens.
Oh, I can't tell. It's been months since I did this. This was the last race I did before moving out of Scotland, I think.
Oh, really?
So, and that was like May.
Yeah. Well, we're almost halfway through.
But we are now down to 5 seconds behind Massa.
Well, we're catching Felipe, and it looks like Felipe is sort of reeling in. Oh god, sorry, I need more caffeine. Felipe is sort of reeling in Fernando. That gap seems to be closing between the two of them, so maybe,
Maybe a win's on the cards.
just maybe.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
win.
no, it's
HRT.
no way. No way in hell. I mean, you'll get a puncture for sure.
With 5 seconds
As Felipe
down
would
on
say,
lap
for
time.
sure. You get a puncture for sure.
All F1 drivers say for sure. It's,
I've noticed that.
It's one of the comments that are required by law, I think.
Yeah. That along with it is okay, and
Yeah,
we'll have to see
yeah, it's a long race. And,
Yeah. for sure.
a lot can happen.
For sure.
just with those
And-
words alone, you can make a whole sentence.
And now fucking Maldonado. That's another one too.
Yeah.
Why are these blue flags waving?
They
That
were?
one too. No, that's another phrase
Oh,
from,
okay, okay.
from Kimmy in Australia. Oh, that was awesome. Sometimes I wonder, is he truly sober when he gets in that
I
car?
was going to say, there were back markers in front of him somewhere, weren't there?
There was a back marker behind him, I think, and a lead car
Okay.
behind him. And so I
That's
think
right.
the blue flag was for the one in the middle, but then he
Yeah.
kept saying blue flags, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna blue flags, I don't know." And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I worried then, because that was before we knew that he would turn out to be, back at home in the Lotus. So it's just like, oh god, if he forgets what the blue flags are about. That- I was just waiting for him to pull the pass door and just fly into somebody.
Yeah. Oh, the tyres look to be holding up quite well. What do you reckon? Still be able to two-stop this? When did I come in?
You came in on lap 13, I want to say? 12, 13, something like that. I think. That's actually pretty low wear, but then again, right about now is when you started getting punctures, so... I think if you could extend it to lap 35-ish, you could make a two-stopper quite comfortable. And that is unless, with the way you're closing, if they go primes and you try option, or if you even extend these tires, what, you need to be like lap 45 to get another option stint in?
You know what? Now that you say it's changed option, it's ringing bells that I may not have stuck to the original plan later down the line.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
I
no,
was
'cause I was
calculating
thinking-
this all the time, trying to think what the hell is going to work.
Well, because in all likelihood, they're going to go for another set of primes. The way you're catching them now on primes is you can go for two options. It's a matter of if you can close 15 seconds. But then there's
Yeah.
the other, with the way the low tire wear, if you can make these tires work for another 15 laps, your scheduled pit stops on lap 37. If you can go an additional 8 laps over that, then you could comfortably make another option stint work. The problem is, though, is will you cliff before you hit the next 15 laps? 14 now. Does it look like those stands are floating?
I don't know. I have to have a look on the way back around.
Maybe it's just a glitch. Wouldn't surprise me.
Or that you can't view it in HD.
That too. Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't let me. It just said an error occurred. YouTube doesn't like me, apparently.
Ferrari getting ready for
Um,
pit stop. We think it's going to be Massa.
Ferrari pit stop.
Within the next few laps.
Wait. Massa
Yeah.
pitting now. When did he commit? Wait, what is Massa
Ahead is
doing?
lapping in the low 1 minute 30.
No idea, but
Trying to catch
28 laps on a set of tyres. That's, oh, mind you, within how many laps did it say?
You're losing a small amount of time
Within the
on
next
lap
2
3
laps. Trying to work
I
it-
don't know.
I'm trying to work it in my head. Because that would mean that they're pitting Alonso after Felipe. That'd be a big ask for a set of prime tires. If it's now. If it's in 2 laps, it's within a window. But that'd be still a pretty big ask considering you were closing. You seem to be fading a little as the tires go with respect to Ferrari. So either they have better tire conservation or the HRT just has one sweet spot in the middle. And if it is a sweet spot in the middle, your best bet would be to get onto 2 set of options.
Yeah.
Car ahead is nearly a lap down. You should
Mate,
move
he's still
over and
pulling
let you
away.
pass.
A lot, actually.
It was like bang on 6 seconds at the start of this lap.
Yeah.
Unless I made a mistake somewhere.
I didn't see you make one.
See,
We go by them
that's
reason.
how a back marker needs to work. Not
Yeah.
trees dart over into the middle, just as I'm coming through the middle.
Yeah.
Car ahead is lapping in the low 1 minute 30s. Let's try to catch him.
Low 130s, and that was a 30.9.
Yeah.
So yeah, this I may have thought 2 option stints because of that I can't keep up with them at this part of the race.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing you could try to do is if you had hit the lap before and then undercut him on fresh primes, but you weren't really strong on fresh primes. Must have to do with
No.
the heat. So, yeah, 2 option looks like your best bet. Right, Hamilton is 10 seconds ahead, so that's getting closer and closer to a pit stop. So, if he goes
Yeah,
on
so
primes
it
and you go
doesn't
on
matter
options,
if I lose out a
yeah,
little bit.
exactly. You should comfortably get a podium off with this, barring any dramas. Yeah, thinking 2 option would probably be best. If you can do that on lap 37, that's what? That would be 23 laps, about 11.5 laps per stint. That's actually bang on target with what your original option stint was. So this actually could comfortably transition itself into a 3-stop race if you stick to the 37 projected stop.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that lap was horrible.
but I didn't lose anything.
True.
I was only 2 tenths slower than the last one, or 10th and a half.
Well, to be fair, they're actually getting closer and closer to one another up there, so... Oh, God. More caffeine. So they should start battling one another soon. As I drink more caffeine.
I'll see. Right, you think Alonso's like they're really close together right now? I mean, I haven't been keeping track of them two.
Well, if they're the 2 dots, I think they're... Oh, Jesus! What are you doing, Cavallero? Get out of the way. You're very slow and you're not in the quick car, and it is not okay. Get out of the way. I will hit you with my vodka bottle. That wasn't a very good Finnish accent, but I am still working on it. Are we going to get past Kovalainen this time? Let's see. It is a long race. Maybe. Russia. We are Pascal van Landen, there we go. I don't know what the hell he was. I don't know why the Caterhams are sucking so much in your season.
No idea.
Oh, ooh, that was nicely helped. But what I was saying is, if they're the 2 dots I think they are, they've been getting closer and closer all this time. Felipe is actually faster than you, Fernando. Oh! Ooh! That's not how you do it.
Man.
It's causing you problems.
Okay,
Oh.
so I think I can probably rule out catching them 2 now.
Yeah. Yep,
But
and here,
going for the option.
indeed. New front wing. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes if you crash too late, they don't get you a new front wing, which is bad.
Go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've had it happen to me a few times where if I crash very late, it won't give me a new front wing. Sometimes it's good because sometimes they have it on, cosmetic damage, in which case they shouldn't repair things anyway, because it doesn't matter. Sometimes they have it on realistic and it does matter and it pisses me off.
Right, so, question is now, how far behind am I now?
Well, you're on the options, so you should be, oh geez, Heidfeld's not wasting any time. You're on the options, so this car looks a little low.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You should be able to get back probably at least a third, I would say. Your brake cooling looks okay. A little warm on the fronts, but that should get the heat into the tires a little quicker. We'll have to see.
Yeah, that's been a character.
It's a long race.
Season. I've never really bothered with trying to sort that out.
Your front brakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it makes a huge amount of difference.
That is the one thing, though, that doesn't seem well documented, is like, they put in all these things, but what actually does have an effect on you and what doesn't? I don't know. Although those did heat up rather quickly, I must say.
Well, yeah, the tires. Sorry, what, the tires?
Yeah.
Yeah, the options they're just about take about a minute and a half to warm up, whereas the options tend to take about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Petrov
Sorry, Prime's taking 2.5.
Petrov fastest lap. So he actually might come back
29.5.
to put a wrench in your works.
Well, okay, so he just did a 29.5.
Yeah.
And I just did a 29.7, and that was just coming out of the pits.
Well, no, that's your best time. Or was that your last time?
I think that was my. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe not then.
Yeah, no, that's just your best time.
But anyway, I've just set a purple sector.
Yeah. But
Either
we'll
way.
have to see how much faster, because I mean, it depends. If you're multiple seconds quicker, you can catch me easily. But no, we'll have to see. There should be a function to change your steering wheel settings to where it shows you the lap delta. That'd be cool.
Yeah, in fact, I talked about this in my qualifying video for Abu Dhabi. I think number 1, quali 1.
Whoa! Kobe! I like you, but get the fuck out of the way!
Yeah, that's definitely something I would like to see.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I can't remember you mentioning that, but I watched that video at like 1 in the morning, so
Oh, okay.
kind of a little fried.
Right. I'm pretty sure I have mentioned it. It might even be Q2. I might just be remembering me talking about it. In which case, Abu Dhabi 2 has only just gone live.
Yes, have to watch that. Hopefully we can get Abu Dhabi race out quickly. Once that goes up. Hopefully get back in the swing of the commentary thing. So it's actually saying now that you're not projected to stop again.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's gonna work.
No, that's just down to the default setup. Well, the setup that I chose in the pits, I think.
Yeah, but a lot of times it auto corrects itself, I've noticed.
Oh, does it?
Sometimes. And Ferrari are coming in for a stop now.
So 128.8 on my last lap. This looks like a 128.5.
You are closing.
Yeah, it's basically on that limit of catching enough time to make up the pit stop. As long as I can keep this sort of pace up throughout the whole stint.
Yeah. Wow. It's actually significantly faster.
Yeah, hell of a lot.
That's not saying you're in P5. So who else is ahead of you? So there's a whole battle going on up ahead. That could actually drag him back to you a bit. Looks like Button, and I would assume Petrov as well are mixing it on up in there. Let's see.
You're being followed by
Have to
Hamilton.
see.
He's 5 seconds behind.
So 10 seconds in between me and Button. 11, nearly. I don't know, mind you, I don't know what lap times he's sort of doing, so I don't know how when I'm really going to catch him at the moment. Still going quicker than the last lap though.
Yeah, faster
Oh,
and
just
faster.
6/10 of having just that sector alone.
That is interesting. Could the option work? Because you should have to stop again. I mean, I can't see a way that you can make this one set of tires last this long. That long, rather.
No, I don't think so either.
But depending on how much you can catch, if you can catch the tail end of this battle, actually it's Weber Button. Okay, they just came in. So you're back on the podium. Where's Hamilton in that mix? Is Hamilton going to get Weber or... Yes, okay. So it cycled back to where it was. So you didn't lose out to Hamilton with your spin.
Running on the prime tyre. We have
No,
advantage here.
I've just got to build the gap mouse to be able to manage to have another pit stop.
Well, I'm sure you could overtake Hamilton again if it came to it. But now, let's see, 9.3 roundabouts. I don't know. It could happen. But the problem is even if you close them all the way up, you have to do it again. So it's a matter of if you can close
Yep.
20 seconds in 20 laps. That's the second a lap, which you're actually on track to do. Because you were 9.3, now you're 8.6. So if you can close another 4/10 in this last sector and keep that pace, it could actually work. Interesting. A little bit of clouds, nothing too dramatic.
Oh,
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, this actually might work. This actually could work. That's insane. That last sector seems to be where you're gaining the vast majority of your time. Like, first and second combined, and you got DRS. Wow. Everything is aligning. Where's the
That's
puncture?
what I needed.
Where's the puncture?
Oh, I think that's it's probably in the race somewhere.
I was about to say, there's got to be a puncture. You're doing well, so there invariably has to be a puncture.
Yeah, you'll have to wait for that. I'm not giving away nothing on that one.
Ooh.
I didn't give anything away on it at Korea, and I'm damn sure you didn't see that one coming. Well, you probably did a little bit, but
Well, I mean, you were doing... I kind of figured, I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with this. I was like, you can't get away that cleanly. You got a reputation of being unlucky to keep up. I suddenly feel like doing a co-op championship in F1 2011 right now. I don't know why. Sudden urge.
don't. I tried it. It failed.
What do you mean?
The game corrupts itself. The save. As soon as it does that, you can't go to the next race. basically have to start all over again.
Really? Did they
Yep.
never fix that?
Yep.
Oh, lovely. Oh, forget that idea.
Yeah. But hopefully it'll be sorted for 2012.
I know I stopped my career on PC because of I couldn't stand the pixelated drawing line.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The second race of my career is in Malaysia in the wet, and the drawing line is pixelated, and it looks so ugly. I just turned the game off.
Yeah, I think mine was a wet one as well. But no, I just stuck with it.
Is there any fix for that, like third-party fix?
I haven't particularly looked, to be honest.
We're 5 seconds down on Massa.
I don't think there is.
Hooray.
Ooh, lap down. Not good. Not good.
No, well, it was flashing in between the two.
Okay.
So I think you're okay. Wait, that's something else. It's like I have a computer that can run F1 2011 maxed with 60 FPS, well, probably like 150 FPS. Why am I getting a pixelated drawing line? Come on,
Yeah,
Codemasters.
that's not to do with the graphics though.
Exactly. I'm just saying, because like one of their first responses was, well, maybe your system. I'm like, no, no. My system can handle the game.
Hey, if my system can handle bloody Battlefield 3 on 3 screens, so it can definitely handle this.
Yeah, exactly.
.4 seconds. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I can catch him, pass him, and then pit, and then do it all over again?
I think you could catch him, pass him maybe. Doing it over again is the part that I'm thinking might be the challenge. Because I haven't seen your tire wear. I'm wondering if you could just come in early on this stint and drag it late on the last one, or vice versa.
Yeah, see, I'd be tempted to drag this set longer because you're never really sure what set is available to you.
Yeah, true enough. Covey finally getting smart.
Yeah, but pulled to the wrong side, you know, it gives
Yeah.
me a worse
You're
exit.
lapping around a second faster than the car ahead. Keep this up.
You're actually lapping faster, exactly what I said you needed to lap faster.
Yeah, it's all falling into place
It is.
for now. Of course, we have Truddy right here.
Yeah. Exactly, truly ruining it. And not even giving you the DRS.
Yeah, mean bastard.
I know. There's a line in Full Metal Jacket that mimics that, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, half a second in the first sector. That's pretty meaty.
Indeed.
And there's not even a car holding him up.
Well, it is Felipe. He doesn't need a car to hold him up. He can just hold himself up.
Oh, I'm getting mesmerised by this now.
Yeah, I know. It's like...
Willing
what do you-
myself to go quicker.
Faster.
I'm damn sure we couldn't see him last time. Or not as much.
True.
So that's like 9/10 for this lap.
Something like that.
8, 9/10. Come on, hold him up. I need this. I was robbed in Monaco.
Yeah.
I will not be robbed again.
Let's see. You haven't won this season, have you?
No.
Now's a bad time to remind you of that. Okay. Let's see. But it's a matter of getting Alonso.
Yeah, I
Felipe.
don't even know where he could be.
We're in reach of Felipe, but Alonso. I don't know.
You know, if I knew these tyres would go to the end, I'd try it, but I don't think they will.
Well, you've been stuck on the fuel screen. We haven't seen your tire wear.
Yeah. Go away, Maldonado. Go away.
Maldonado being an idiot, as normal.
Can we go the long way around?
Yeah. If it gets you there, it gets you there.
Oh, I don't think I gained anything that lap. Ugh, I lost something.
Quicker than a high minute 28. Come on.
Oops. Well, that's one way to go quicker.
Yeah. Although that really wasn't a corner cut, but whatever.
Thing is, it seems like every lap so far, he keeps getting DRS.
Yeah.
Pulling
You
away
get
on the
held
bit
up.
that he's already quicker on.
Keep pushing.
I don't know what Lucy was doing just there.
Yeah. Well, I saw the flag first. I thought, hang on, that's not Trudy again, is it?
See what happens.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Oh, I hate these month-long breaks of F1.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about really that hasn't been talked about.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, Whitmarsh, okay, stepped down from FOTA. I don't know when that's happening. I didn't read the article. Is that down to what, workload, or just he wants to
well, FOTA's
stop
the
it?
shell now. I mean, half the teams quit.
That's true. Yeah. It doesn't really mean much anymore. A second. We're nearly in a second.
Almost there.
We can do this. Okay,
Ooh,
now that's
caught
in a
him
second.
lot.
But no DRS.
You
And
missed it by
minus
like
2 laps
100.
down.
Yeah.
Did you see that? I briefly gave you a look. I hope you saw that.
Well, your
'Cause I
temps,
didn't.
your temps were fine. I didn't see the wear. Tire temperatures were okay. Engine temperatures okay, but the wear I didn't see.
Let's say fuel. Fuel mode to mix 1.
No! Oh, okay. I agreed with the engineer apparently.
Well, you're catching them at such a rapid rate, you might not even need the extra fuel mix burning, because you're 2 laps down, you're lighter, you're faster. So it might cancel each other out.
So, right, okay, so I pitted on lap 37. I was pretty much, I was actually further behind Massa at this point. I
Yeah.
think. I was like 6 seconds down on him. So, what would that make it? And I'm not going to get DRS, am I?
I don't know.
No.
No.
So 13 laps left. It's taken us 10 to get this far. So I've got 3 laps of, you know, fuel saving I could do behind him really, if I wanted. 3, 4, 5 laps.
Something along those lines, yeah.
This is exactly what we
Sit
need.
behind him
Push, push.
and yeah. There we go. There are the wear levels.
It's actually not that bad.
No, but I don't think 13 laps are up to it.
Oh no, not for sure. Not 13 laps.
But I'm still set in purple sector. Yeah, okay. Right, that makes sense. That's one thing I'm not really looking forward to in 2012 is the whole brake bias thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want it in there, but I've not got enough buttons on the steering wheel.
Let's see what happens here.
Because I'm probably going to have to go and invest in a G27.
Yeah, I was thinking about the TS500 myself.
Exit now.
With the Ferrari wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks rather cool.
Traffic at the pit exit. Watch out
And
as you
looks
rejoin
rather
the
expensive
track.
too, but
Does a little bit. It's, it should be worth the money.
You have no more scheduled
So
pits.
come
Yeah.
out behind Vettel.
hmm.
Last time we saw him was what? That lap 10?
The car ahead is
Yeah,
we have
probably
an
saw him
advantage
briefly
here.
in the pits when you went by him, but yeah. Last time we actually competed with him, but throughout bit.
Vettel's 5 seconds
5
ahead.
seconds.
5 seconds ahead of you.
Those last couple of corners are so hard to keep getting right.
Yeah.
Especially when I've heard so much of an invisible wall on the last part of the left-hander.
Yeah, there is. I've hit it
but-
a few times.
You have it, what, and actually destroyed your car or what?
Yeah, the biggest one was there was online race that last bit. Somebody had spun, and I knew I was going to take a penalty because, of course, avoiding an accident is worthy of a penalty.
Yeah.
But
Let's say
I
fuel mode
I just
takes one.
instinctively dove left to go cut the corner
Yeah.
and hit my brakes while I was doing it. And at about 80 miles an hour, my car just exploded.
Ah, yes. That would probably do it. See, I've been really lucky. I've not had an incident of hitting one of these walls.
You are lucky then.
Yeah, you know, especially since I do the full race distances, do all the practice sessions. It's crazy that I seem to be the only one that's not affected.
Yeah.
I think the closest I come was that full race at Spa that you commentated on, the online one.
Yeah, we almost hooked a tire.
And yeah, the sweeping left hander downhill.
I think that's
5 seconds ahead of you.
that's not Poulan. I'm trying to remember what that is.
No, that's later on in the lap, isn't it?
Yeah, Poulan is later on. Trying to remember. I can't remember. Rodier? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm sure one of our listeners will fill us in on that if they've managed to watch up to lap 49.
Yeah, I know,
50.
right? Hasn't been the most interesting race action-wise. Strategically, yeah, but action-wise, not so much. I'm falling asleep.
10 laps to go, come.
Valencia 2011 all over again. The
Hey, my
race, the
Valencia
only
was
F1.
pretty good.
Yeah, this year, but last year it was the only race I've ever watched that actually put me to sleep. That was until Detroit's IndyCar race. That one put me to sleep as well. And then poor Danica in Canada. For any NASCAR fans out there.
What happened there?
Well, she was leading the race, and then somebody from the crowd threw a shoe on the track. She hit it, and it fucked up her steering.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It was probably one of those stupid protester people from Montreal.
Okay. Like that makes it all better.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, they're crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, you can see now that I'm really struggling to same lines. I'm missing the apex turn-ins.
Yeah, but your time isn't suffering too much. You're still catching.
Yeah. Vettel's still going at a hell of a pace though. I only caught him like 3/10 on that lap.
Yeah.
Just if that continues 10 laps down the line, I still won't have caught him.
True enough.
My jammer on lean as well.
Should I think? Depending on when he gets held up, he might catch him.
Yeah, I can pray for that. Oh, there's my rival, a couple of cars ahead. Coming out of this complex. That'd be good to lap him.
Also be good if you got DRS on him. Every little bit.
I forget whether I'm actually ahead of him in the championship at the moment, being my rival.
I can't remember. You only had like 14 points or something like that.
Yeah, it's not much. But then again, it is more than HRT have ever scored.
True.
Purple lap on lean. That's how
There
you
goes-
do it.
There goes past her. This is Barrichello, I think. Yep. No DRS again.
I still didn't get DRS, yeah. He's got DRS open and he's having to back out of it. Oh, well, I think Vettel's a safe bet to be able to get, at least.
Yeah, now it just depends how much he's closed up. I mean, Button closed up the other two.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think Button's going to be a threat.
Well, wasn't he, or was it Weber? I'm trying to think. Oh no, Button's behind you, so it's
I think
Weber.
it was Weber. No, it's Hamilton now, isn't it? I don't know where Weber went.
No, because Weber was up there with Vettel. Him and
was he?
Vettel.
Oh,
Wait, what
the
was
heck
that
then?
noise? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. Like crunch something.
I thought it was. What was that?
I don't know. It doesn't seem to have done anything.
Hopefully. Wouldn't
Well,
have
I
been someone
look
behind you.
There's smoke pouring out of my engine.
Yeah. Then that's a bad sign.
Closing on Vettel.
Or I've just hit that chute.
Keep it up.
That too. It was funny because she actually came on the radio on live TV and she was like, "Something's fucked up in here." I was like, "Ooh." I was like, "The American sensors will not be." Whoa, Hamilton! How'd you get?
It is Hamilton.
Wait, and that was Vettel. What's that? Vettel that you just took?
Yeah, that was Vettel. I just dived up the inside of.
Whoa! Das Gurke in the HRT. Actually, you are driving as Karthikayan, so you are Das Gurke. There's Lewis.
Come on, we could have this podium. And then some.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's getting rather cloudy.
I don't think it's gonna come to much.
No, but the cooling temperatures might help.
The car ahead in sector 1. Use that advantage to get past.
Oh, you might get it before Sector 1. The way you're closing.
My heart rate's probably doubled at the moment.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna get
Coming off
DRS on him.
Will I? Yeah. Yeah, but Vettel will have me as well.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe,
Depends.
yeah.
Depends on if you got the slip on Hamilton, and that helped. I thought I just heard another noise. I hope I'm wrong.
Okay, I didn't hear that one. Oh, where'd he go?
I don't know.
I didn't see Vettel then.
I have no idea. Ooh, little Kamui kiss to Lewis.
Yeah. Who was it who just got penalised for that? Maldonado?
Yeah.
On Di Resta, was it?
Yeah, Maldonado on DeResta.
Yeah.
Except that he didn't just give him a Kamui kiss, he actually pushed him off the track.
Properly shoved him off of the air.
Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, this is interesting. That was probably... Yeah, that's what happens when I don't know what to say. That got interesting. Well, we're definitely going to have Lewis. It's a matter of where are the other two.
Battle's a lot closer this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that didn't work first lap round.
Yeah. Got close though. Very close.
Where's Vettel?
Well, now we got Lewis. Now we got to go after Felipe.
Yeah, with 5 laps to go. How far has he pulled away?
I wonder. Well, that's not a Ferrari.
Nah, that looks more like a Virgin to me, or Toro Rosso.
Looks like a Caterham to me.
Really?
Let's see who's from this distance. Yeah.
Ooh, that was a bit of a corner cut.
Just a little. Oh, well, it is a Toro Rosso. It's your rival. Really didn't let you through much there.
No, not really.
11 seconds. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I think that's a bit much. Unless he gets properly held up. I don't think that's doable.
Well, if the race had started 30 minutes later than it did, you probably would have had rain to deal with. It's looking like rain. Could have made all the difference. Not to be, though.
We're being caught by the guy behind. Push, push.
Surprised if that's true. Oh, roll on Spa.
Yeah.
So, anyone you think is going to excel there?
Kimmy. They have the car, they're going to have the double DRS, and every time Kimmy has finished that race, it has been, I think, a win.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a weird stat going around on that one that every time he's been there, he's either won or not finished.
Yeah.
Which is,
Yeah, no,
I think, a wicked stat to have.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That sounds like something you'd attribute more to Grosjean or Maldonado, or not Maldonado. Who's the other one? Or Hamilton. I meant the other part of that duo, Hamilton in 2011, or Kamui in his overtaking. Not so much Kamui because he doesn't really win it or bin it so much, but sometimes it's a little crazy.
Yeah, I
Kamikaze.
don't think I've ever seen it. Yeah, any of his overtakes. Yeah, actually, you know.
Well, there's a sort of half-hearted one he did in Valencia.
Was that this year?
Yeah. It was on Felipe, I think.
Pick up the pace. The car behind's closing in.
Can you believe this? I might be on for a podium.
That would be nice. Puncture. Not this corner, okay.
I know. Not yet.
Maybe the next one? Puncture? No, Kovalainen. Could be worse than a puncture.
No, normally it's been exactly as I've just passed the pit entry.
Oh yeah, true enough. Puncture. No. My God, could it actually be a race without a puncture? Could that be possible? Not since Valencia.
Since Valencia. No, I had a punch at Valencia.
Yeah, I know. Since then,
Oh,
like
yeah.
okay, then since Canada, or no, wrong way around.
Up your pace, the
Um,
car behind's catching you.
what comes before Valencia? Monaco?
Well, it does come before it, but I don't know when. I think Montreal's after Monte Carlo, isn't it? Oh, smoke, smoke!
Oh,
There's
that's
smoke.
not gone.
Ooh,
Lots of smoke.
is that a trolley?
Whoa! That was true there with something wrong with his car. Oh, that he was a smoker. Okay, so that was truly. That's not gone well for him. Not the driver you wanted to see smoking, but
No, you know, that would have been awesome if it was a Ferrari.
but even better if it was Fernando, because chances are he would have collected Felipe. And
Oh, how much I would have loved that. I've not seen online, a career race finish behind the safety car either.
1 second faster than him, a whole
That's
second
true.
faster.
I don't think it can. I think there's like a cutoff point for when the safety car can be deployed, at least online. I don't know if that translates into career.
Ten seconds in 2 laps. What do you reckon?
Maybe if you were
Maybe
Senna.
he gets a puncher.
Yeah. Maybe if you were Senna, you could do that, but not for enough Renault shit. It almost sounds like you're running off throttle blowing with the way you're over revving your engine.
Damn, you discovered my secret.
Oh noes. Although to be fair, I would let HRT have that. I'd just be like, you need it.
You need it more than us.
Yeah. At least Paul got out of the way.
Yeah, Paul's a good mate of mine.
Last lap. Puncture. No. Puncture. No. Holy shit, this actually might be a puncture-free. Oh.
Which tyre? Come on, what do you reckon? Or is it an engine failure? Gearbox?
Left
You
rear.
know I can't finish in 3rd place.
Left rear. Left rear in the big sweeping hairpin.
Oh, you're gonna find out in about 6 seconds time.
Oh. Oh, I actually might have called the corner. Ooh. No. You actually might get through cleanly. Could it be the first Andrew Bortz race in God knows how long that has not had a failure? Holy shit. One more corner to go. Fernando wins. Felipe second. Whoa! Fuel! Right at the very end. And the static Narain Cartha, Andrew Bortz. P3.
That's third on
Wow.
podium. Well done.
I can't
Good
believe there
race.
wasn't a failure. I can't believe it so much I just kicked a can off of my desk. So there are the results. Where did Weber go?
Who knows?
Truly 4 laps down. Liuzzi
Oh.
did not finish. Covey was 7.
Well, he was up there somewhere then.
Yeah, must have just missed him. 13th in the championship. Well done. I don't think you can get the title.
No, me neither. 4 points behind my rival. Whammy.
Yep. Next up is Abu Dhabi, so similar kind of track where it's the fast and the slow and the fast and the slow. There's actually still a fight on for the constructors with that 1-2 for Ferrari. They could still take it from Red Bull, depending. And there you go. Not the most exciting race, but resulted in a podium for Andrew Bortz. Putting the steering wheel back on. He could not look more nonplussed. And wait, you weren't Karthikeyan. Wait, why are you a white guy? I thought you were Karthikeyan. Or at least you had Karthikeyan's seat. Why aren't you an Indian? I'm confused. Yeah, that would be the answer I would give. I'm just relieved it's over.
Both you and the team must be pleased with how things have played out.
You got more points in that one race than you had all season.
Yeah,
Yikes.
sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely got lucky.
Yeah. Oh god. I am so tired right now. I need more coffee. But next up is the UAE. You should have to soon. Until then, that was fun. See you guys next time.